what are the worries about adding that day of rest for the rest of the starting rotation?
I think just the disruption of routines, that is less of a concern, though, than the fact that it is a restriction on our roster. So that's where we have to stay open to any and every possible move until we get to September. So, if we get through the month of August and we've held a six-man rotation, I think that will be I think it would be unusual. I think it'll be really difficult to do, but we're going to try to do it. We're going to see what happens. I think having a couple of off days, we have 3 more off days, I believe, in the month. The fact that these guys at this point in the season are going to get an extra day offsets the rest, will offset the disruption in the routine. But it came down to them being open to it, all of them saying, hey, let's do what's best for the team. Let's do what's best for each of us. And nothing's a no-brainer. Nothing's black and white, but this made the most sense to everyone.
What does this do? And I think you may have answered this already, so I'm going to apologize if you have. But what does this do to bullpen composition, to the bench composition? This would appear from a distance to be maybe added workload for Russ, for example. Is there a scenario where maybe Eric Kratz comes up here? There's got to be a trickle-down effect to going with a six-man rotation. Have you worked that through, or is that simply, basically going to be almost a day-to-day thing with this team?
Yeah, I think somewhere in between what you've said there. So,
okay.
I think because of the 3 off days, the workload on Russ will be okay. We may have to catch Josh a little bit more than he would normally catch, but we've done that already. So, there's is it day to day? Somewhat, yes, you do. At this point, every single game during the course of a major league season is so important. But when you're fighting for first place and you're this far along, I think that's when guys find another gear, find another way. They also seem to put their self-interest well behind the team's interest. So, I think that's been the case the entire time here. The one thing I will say about the moves, about Aaron Sanchez, about the acquisitions as we look across, whether it's Jason Grilli, Joaquin Benoit, now Francisco Liriano, they come into a mix where they look around them and Troy Tulowitzki's behind them and Russell Martin's right in front of them and Josh Salmon's to their right and Edwin Encarnacion to their left and Jose Bautista's in the outfield. And there's a sense of responsibility that comes with coming into that mix and that fold. And because of that leadership and those pieces to this team, there's a lot of people thinking about one thing, and that's winning a championship. And that's what's, helped us come to the best decision.